Okay guys, episode 7 of Marshals is done, and there is a lot to unpack here. The title was Family Business, and honestly, that title did exactly what it promised, because this episode was layered, intense, and full of moments that are going to have long-term consequences for almost every character on this show. Let's get into it properly, starting with the main case. A federal judge and her family become targets of a car bombing, and from the moment that happened, the stakes were completely different from what we've seen before. This isn't a trafficking ring or a gang operation. This is someone going after the justice system itself. And what made this case particularly compelling is how the family's secrets started surfacing as the Marshals dug deeper. Because it becomes clear pretty quickly that this isn't a random attack. Someone specific wants this family gone, and they have a very specific reason for it. That's the kind of storytelling that keeps you engaged, because the mystery isn't just who, it's why, and the why turns out to be far more complicated than anyone expected. Now, let's talk about Casey, because this episode continued a pattern that I've been paying close attention to. Rainwater essentially handed Casey authority to handle things his way again, and we've now seen this happen multiple times in a row. In episode 6, he destroyed the motorcycles with a full explosion. Here, he steps up aggressively on the judge's protection detail in a way that clearly makes people around him uncomfortable. And Cal even said it out loud, that Casey is going to cost them their badges one day. That line isn't throwaway dialogue. That's the show telling us directly where this arc is heading. The question isn't if Casey's methods are going to cause a major problem. The question is when and how bad the fallout is going to be. And let's not forget, we still don't know who left that bullet at his door 3 episodes ago. That thread is still sitting there unresolved, and it feels like it's connected to everything Casey has been doing since. Moving on to Belle, because her arc in this episode deserves serious attention. After everything we saw in episode 6, the undercover operation, the casino flashback, the sadness while removing her makeup, episode 7 started giving us more pieces of that puzzle. The tension between her and Cal is no longer just a background detail. It's becoming a real emotional through line for the season. Cal is clearly developing feelings, and Belle, whether consciously or not, is pulling away from something in her personal life and leaning into the work. The husband question is still open, but the silence around it is getting louder. Shows don't keep drawing attention to something like that without a payoff coming. And then there's the blonde girl, still no appearance, even though she told Casey they were sticking around, and there was obvious chemistry there with the writing lesson set up. 2 episodes with no follow-up is unusual for a show that's been pretty tight with its character introductions. Her return is coming, and when it does, it'll likely coincide with a moment when Casey's personal and professional lives are already under pressure. The timing will matter. Now, looking ahead to episode 8. Based on the trajectory of this season, a few things feel almost certain. The judge's case likely isn't wrapped up cleanly. Family secrets rarely get resolved in a single episode on a show like this. Expect at least one more layer to be revealed about who's behind the attack and why. On the Casey front, the escalation has to hit a breaking point soon. He's been moving in one direction for several episodes now, and the show has been very deliberate about flagging the consequences. Episode 8 feels like it could be the episode where someone actually tries to stop him, whether that's Cal, Rainwater, or something external forcing the issue. And on the Belle side, if the casino backstory gets addressed, it could completely reframe how we've been reading her character this whole time. This season is building towards something, and episode 7 made it very clear that all these storylines are converging. We've got a week to sit with it. Drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more Marshals content.